inside information on the lacrosse team.
Hi, I'm Isabel Hemmers, and I'm here with two members of the Charleston men's club lacrosse team. Could you guys introduce yourself?
My name is Evan Cassiano. I'm a senior. I'm from Wayne, Pennsylvania, and I'm the secretary of the team, and been on the team for 4 years.
I'm Chris Wilcox. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm the president of the men's lacrosse club, and I've been playing here for 4 years.
So what positions do you play?
We both play attack.
And what is your favorite thing about playing lacrosse in Charleston, in like the club program specifically?
I think it's just we just have a lot of fun as a team, and I think we have a really good balance of being really competitive and also just making sure that we're having a good time.
So you guys have been playing here for 4 years now. How has the club progressed from your freshman year to today?
In terms of kids actually coming out and support from the school, it's gotten drastically better. I think freshman year, Evan and I remember practices. We would go out and there'd be like 6 guys for practice before a big game in the spring, and now we have a roster of about 35 guys who all pay dues. And I remember freshman year, I think the school allocated like $1,200 to us, which is next to nothing when you're trying to run a lacrosse program. And this year we were allocated $5,900, which is a huge improvement from freshman year.
Do you guys recruit or anything, or is it strictly, do you have tryouts?
We get a lot of emails from like potential students and potential kids who want to come to CofC, and I actually handle like all of those, and so I talk to them and like see if they want to like come talk to like me or Chris or our coach, and we've like given them tours and just anything we can do to kind of encourage them to come here.
And typically, if you pay dues, then you'll have a roster spot, but you're not guaranteed like game time. It all depends on how good you are.
So how big can your roster be then?
We've had a roster of 40 guys, but there's never 40 guys that show up to any practice or game, so it's usually around like 30 or 35.
So is that the main difference in between you guys being a club team versus an actual
Like a varsity program?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big difference. Obviously, like varsity programs will recruit like around the nation. Like the coaches will actually go to camps and stuff. And there are teams in our league that do that, but they'll also have like way more funding from the school, and they don't have to go out of their way to try to get funds from parents and stuff, or schedule games and get like buses. That's stuff that we all have to do ourselves. So we basically like manage the club as opposed to the varsity clubs where it's all done for the athletes.
What is the league that you're in and the teams that you play? What are they like competitively?
Well, the league we're in is actually the biggest lacrosse conference in the nation. It's the Southeastern Lacrosse Conference, the SCLC, and it's part of the MCLA, which is like the club lacrosse conference. It's like the NCAA for club lacrosse. And we play teams from all over the Southeast, from like the Citadel to Palm Beach Atlantic to Coastal Carolina, Appalachian State, SCAD,
Georgia Southern. And we play like teams like Clemson and USC.
And in terms of the spring season that's coming up, who seems to be your biggest competition and who are you most worried about?
Probably one of our biggest games of the year is our last game against the Citadel. We play them in their like football stadium, and that's when we have pretty much probably the most amount of parents and fans at our game. And then over that weekend we have like a team banquet where all of the parents come to, and it's like it's a big weekend for us as a team.
Yeah, that's definitely our biggest rivalry game, and we've had a tradition of making that like the last game of our season. For some reason, we always play them on April 20th, and it's awesome because we get to play in their stadium, and the field's beautiful, and it's a lot better than the fields that we're used to practicing on.
So speaking of making that your last game, how do you organize your season as members of the board?
Yeah, well, every fall I have to travel down to Atlanta to the SCLC conference where all the coaches and other club presidents get together, and we basically talk about rule changes, what the conference can do to make it better and more efficient, and then we start scheduling games. We just walk around and talk to the other coaches and presidents, and it's like a 5.5 hour long meeting, but yeah.
Do you guys enjoy being high up on the team at this point? Do you feel like you kind of paid your dues?
Yeah, I still pay my dues every year, literally. But yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's like having another job or taking another couple classes, but it's definitely worth it.
What's your favorite memory with the CofC lacrosse team so far? And your team, the team spirit, I guess, and camaraderie.
Yeah. Yeah, Myrtle Beach. Yeah.
We play a fall tournament in Myrtle Beach every fall, and we always go up and have a lot of fun because it's kind of like a nonchalant tournament. There's a bunch of men's teams that play in it, so the competition isn't like that good, but we all just have a good time, and we all stayed at one of our buddies' beach houses this year, so that was a lot of fun.
And then, do you hope that in the next few years, CofC will give the lacrosse team an actual stadium or field that's, I mean, where do you practice now versus where do you see it going?
Well, now we practice on James Island at like CofC's recreational fields, and ideally we would like to have another place closer to campus because everybody has to drive like across the connector every day, and gets kind of annoying after you do it every day. And so, I mean, somewhere maybe just even at Patriots Point
That would
would be
be ideal.
ideal.
We were lucky a couple of years ago. We had all of our home games at Ansonboro Park, which is near the aquarium. And a contractor bought the fields, I think, last year and started constructing on them, so we can't use them anymore. But all of our home games this year are night games, so we're not going to be able to have them at James Island. I'm going to have to find a field with lights somewhere, probably in Mount Pleasant, maybe Patriots Point.
Could you play potentially on the soccer field there?
We could, but the athletic department would never let us
Why?
because we're a club sport.
So going off that, what would be the next step to like really make you guys a D1 varsity sport?
Really, it's just gaining more of the school's interest. I mean, out of every club on campus, we spend and raise more money. We travel more than any other club, and at this point, I think we're probably the most prominent club on campus. I think it's probably us, hockey, squash, and I think water sports. I guess rugby too. But it's just trying to gain more interest from the school at this point.
So what efforts have you been making this year to get their interest?
We started a booster club. I drafted a letter basically asking parents and relatives, friends, if they could donate money to us, just so we have more money to spend and to show the school that there's more people interested. There's also like all the emails that we get, that Evan gets from incoming freshmen who are showing interest in CofC because of the lacrosse program, which admissions loves to see. So yeah, and at the beginning of every spring we have a Hall of Fame collegiate coach come down and do a clinic for us. His name's Tony Seaman. He coached at UPenn, Johns Hopkins, and Towson, and is the general manager of a Major Lacrosse League team right now. And he comes down and does a little clinic for us. before our spring season starts. And the club director loves that we do things like that and loves the effort that we make and tries to pass it on to the athletic director.
Again, this is Campus Conversation, and be sure to support your local Cougars and check out the lacrosse team this spring.